the week. Oh no, so it did drop a few days ago, sorry. March 2nd, Gina Carano opens up about Disney lawsuit life after The Mandalorian. This is on the Post Millennial, so they interviewed her. And it was interesting, not any major new stuff, but it was interesting. And some stuff anyway. So basically just all about the lawsuit, her thoughts on it all, feelings, things like that. Commentary, a little bit of commentary from lawyers as well. So she says, I'm happy that people are going to actually have to dig in and take my situation seriously. And this is the thing, she says, and they're going to have to understand when they're looking through all of this, what their company was doing. So this is the fun part. This is what we've all been talking about. Discovery is going to be great. And by looking through that, they're going to have to make adjustments so that it's going to make it that much harder for it to happen to the next person. And that's why what I'm doing is important. So that's obviously addressing the lawsuit specifically. And you guys can just jump in on this as we go through it, to be fair. This part I thought was quite interesting. So when Twitter attorneys reached out to Carano, she thought she might have a fighting chance. She says, compared to Elon Musk, the Batman, a lot of people, billionaires, put their money wherever they put it. But to put your money into defending people that have been done wrong is such a noble cause. It's like Elon Musk is some kind of Batman.
I'm just waiting for him to put a tweet out there that says, I'm Batman.
That would be, oh, God, please, Elon Musk. As a sign of X-Corp's commitment to free speech, the online platform is proud to provide financial support for Carano's lawsuit, empowering her to seek vindication of her free speech rights on X and the ability to work without bullying, harassment, and discrimination. So this is interesting. So this is how ingrained Disney are in the industry. And this I did find interesting. So there's interesting bits in here. I tried to get a voice acting agent because I think anime would be something really fun to get into. And the first thing the lady asked me, how is your relationship with Disney? And so she obviously said, well, they fired me. But, I was kind of like, this is stuck on me. All these things are now stuck on me. So obviously she didn't get that job, which makes sense, in terms of the industry and how it works. It's a lot of it's nepotism, who how good you are with certain people, who likes you. So that was a new thing that dropped. I don't think we'd ever heard that before. And then she said, this is like I've been in this desert where I belong nowhere. I'm alone. I have my moment with the Daily Wire, but I don't work with them. I'm not employed by them. I'm a solo artist out here. And I'm grateful for them, but, I'm just out here on my own. And so I feel like I'm sitting here in the desert, just trying to stay positive, trying to rebuild and getting doors closed on me. Now it feels like there's this energy that's pushing forward, that it's like an actual rehabilitation of a career and a comeback. And I can feel it. And it's so exciting. And I see it and other people see it. It's happening in other people's careers. And she said about Clifton Duncan, who lost his career because he wouldn't take the vaccine. They kicked him out and ruined his entire career. Then he was waiting tables and just been in the desert. And so many of us have been in the desert because we were doing the right thing. And now some of our stories are starting to come and hopefully rehabilitate and make a true change. Really, we can see things are what they are now. And it's going to be a fascinating next couple of years.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy that those weirdos on that side of the aisle are like, my body, my choice. But when it comes to the vax, it's like, no, you have to take it. If you don't, you should be put to death.
Yeah,
like,
super
come
fascist of them. I did always think that was quite an absurd argument that they were making. And then, she speaks about what she was saying. She booped people and things like that. And then we had a statement from her attorney, which we haven't really heard from her attorney again since the initial comment. But this was quite interesting. Publicly, Disney bullied Miss Carano, trying to force her to conform to their views about cultural and political issues. And when that bullying failed, they fired her. So there's a pretty bold statements to make publicly. Punishing employees for their speech on political or social issues is illegal under California law. And it just sort of says what it is. No employer shall coerce or influence or attempt to coerce or influence their employees through or by means of threat of discharge or loss of employment to adopt or follow or refrain from adopting, following any particular course or line of political action or political activity. So that's a pretty bold thing to claim straight away as well. Like to say, well, yeah, she was bullied. Disney could put you in court for years, Carano said. And then said about the attorneys jumping in and stuff. And there's one last thing which I thought was quite nice or interesting anyway. Where was it? I can't find it. What do you think, guys? Thoughts on all of this? It's nice. Like she's sounding positive about it all. Obviously dealing with pretty crap stuff, but still being pretty positive.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm glad Elon's backing her. I'm glad she's going through the process and that she's feeling like things are moving in a good direction for her and her career. Yeah, kudos to her and kudos to Elon for supporting her and putting some money behind this whole thing and getting it done. So yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate everything that Elon's been willing to do for her and obviously other people. I think that we need more people will be willing to step in front of some of these bullets or at least help absorb them. And when you take a look at everything that she says in this interview, I mean, clearly she's saying that things seem to be turning around, which I think is good news for everybody here. Is the fact that we're all the uniting together and standing against this terrible noise certainly will help. And specifically in her case, I hope she wins because it will change a lot of companies almost overnight.
Well, I wonder on that, right? I wonder, will it even go to court, or will they try and settle out of court because they don't want anything to happen?
She's not compelled.
That's what I think.
She doesn't have any reason to settle for money.
No, true.
She doesn't. And so I don't see her settling. And then at the same time,
but money. Everyone has a price. This is the thing. Everyone does have a price.
But she's fabulously wealthy. I mean,
I know. I'm just saying, you never.
Yeah.
Never. I think you're right because she's the opposing side of an ideological conviction, right? Based on Disney and what they have ideologically conviction on stuff. So I agree. I doubt she will settle, but can't 100% rule out. We don't know. We're not behind the curtain on these things. But you think it'll go through discovery and everything will just come out then? You don't think it'll?
I think the win is discovery, even if she doesn't win in court. Because right now there's a certain thing that everybody's starting to practice. In our country, the extremists on one political side have been practicing something called lawfare, and this is a manner of going about lawfare in a way of the process is the punishment, not the ultimate punishment, which in this case would be a financial gain, right? And reinstating her in a show that they would promptly kill her off from. Instead, what this does is it creates the punishment by making them go through the process, which in this case, discovery is the worst thing that could happen to Disney. Because once we have access into all of their insights, emails, everything that's internal there, it creates a terrible circumstance and situation for them. And they're going to try to hide behind trade secrets. The judges are going to throw that out super fast. So your email is not a trade secret. Everybody has email. What you say in the email certainly isn't anything. I mean, we saw everything that came out because of the Sony leaks, right? Can you imagine having pure, unadulterated stuff from Lucasfilm, who is definitely stupider than most of the people at Sony, except for obviously Adjunct's chick, Amy Pascal. I set that up. It didn't happen.
You didn't give me enough time, dude.
There'll be adjuncts to it.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, the whole point being, when you look at this, I think that this is an opportunity for a huge win. And if we just get to discovery, that's a big enough win for everybody, because it changes on the face of it how all of these organizations are allowed to operate, and it puts everybody in legal jeopardy that was involved in her dismissal, ultimate embarrassment, and her blacklisting, which I'm sorry, you can't argue. She's been blacklisted. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah. No, I like your thoughts. Go on, Tom.
No, I mean, you guys have pretty much said everything that I can really say. I mean, I can't add a whole lot to it. We've already talked a lot until we get to the actual trial itself or whatever. There's not much more you could say about it other than I hope the best for Gina. We support her, and I mean, frankly, I think she's got a lot, basically backing her up in her case, and maybe this will set some precedent going forward for a lot of other folks. I think that's going to be a pretty big deal because, again, the things that she's asking for in her case are going to make it very difficult to settle. So, what the hell are you guys laughing about?
Your voice is still Amy Pascal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was working on a song.
Did you actually not know that?
I was working on a song.
I was
I
like,
won't play the song now.
I was like, he's talking normal. I think he forgot that this thing's on.
I thought he was just doing it on purpose.
It was great. It was genius.
That's great. That's absolutely
No, I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was working on a song.
I love it. I love it. There you go, guys. Godspeed